Hello friends, today we will learn how to secure activity. Activity is a component of Android which can be used for cross component or cross application communication. Means inside an in application we can use different activities or we can communicate between different activities. Similarly, from other applications also we can start an activity of our application. One example will be, we can send mail that using or by putting some intent filter or putting some action item to the activity, and the email application will be launched. That's why it is important to understand how to secure our activity. Before that, let's understand what are the different types of activity. One is private activity. Private activity is an activity which cannot be launched by other applications. That means it can be only used by your application only. That's why it is the safest activity, and we can pass sensitive information in this activity. Then public activity, it's an activity whose purpose is to be used by other applications. Means any applications can use it. That is public activity. Then partner activity. Partner activity is an activity which can only be used by some specific applications made by our trusted partner companies. We can say it is one type of restricted public activity where our activity can be used by X and Y trusted companies or trusted partner companies. Fourth one is in-house activity. In-house activity is an activity which can be only used for in-house applications, or we can say even with the same signing certificate or by the same organization. So let's now read or know about private activity, how we can create private activity and how we can use it. Before going there, this is the flow diagram uh, which will help us how to decide which activity to be used under which type of scenarios. So first use case, whether my activity purpose is to be used in the same application. If yes, for first category is the private activity, that is leftmost part. Then if no, that means now whether we are allowing unspecified number of application to use it, means any application can use it, whether the purpose is that. If yes, that means it is public activity, and if no, then whether our application will be used only specific company by the specific company's application or not. If yes, then it's partner activity, otherwise it's in-house activity. So this is the overall flow diagram of, we can say, the different types of activity. It is based on the mode of operation. Otherwise, in Android we know there are two types, implicit and explicit, but this is all about the explicit. So as we found that private activities are the activity which cannot be used by other applications, therefore it is safest activity. But there are some key points to remember while creating a private activity. First, do not specify task affinity, do not specify launch mode, and in manifest that explicitly set the exported attribute to false. After all this, also activity can send some additional information or data. That's why handle the received intent or data carefully and securely, even though the intent was sent from the same application. That means the additional things needs to be taken care on receiving end. And sensitive information can be sent because the sending and receiving both partners are in the same application. So we can say sensitive information we can send it. This is one example of Android manifest file where we specify the activity. So first one, just see, in private activity we have created one activity name as private activity, but key things are here that we have not specified any task affinity, we have not specified any launch mode, but we have made the Android exported value as false. This is the way to create the private activity. Now, how we can use it, or what are the things we need to consider while using the private activity? We can launch the activity programmatically. Also, we can add some intent flags. So, first thing is that do not set flagged activity new task for the intent to start the private activity. Means we should not use this flag. Then use the explicit intent with the class specified to call the activity in the same application. That means that class dot we can say private activity dot class. That way we need to use it. And how we can send the sensitive information? We can use that. We can send by using that bundle.put extra, because the destination activity is in the same application. So sensitive information can be sent using that put extra method. And also while using creation part is done, now while using we need to handle the result carefully and securely, irrespective from where the data comes from, whether it is from same application or other application. It's better to take a precaution. Now, first we have used that on use activity click method, that this specifies how to launch the activity or how we can use the activity. So first point that we have discussed, do not specify flagged activity new task. We have only written intent equal to new intent this private activity dot class, because the second one we have told that point number 7, use explicit intents with class. This is a private activity is a explicit intent. Here we are not calling it by some action. We have not set any intent in our manifest. That's why we are calling it by the class name private activity dot class. Specify this one. And point number 8, that how to set the sensitive information, intent dot put extra. Any key name you can pass, and sensitive information also you can pass. It's not only sensitive information, any information you can pass. And how also while starting the activity, when we are saying that this result will be used, several times we use start activity for result with some request code. So now the result will come in on activity result, the second method which we have overridden, that inside on activity result, if you see, first check is we are always checking the request code, whether the request code matches or not. And then how we are retrieving the data? We are retrieving data by using data dot get extra. Here we are using get string extra with result. That means we have retrieved the information. Now, after retrieving, we need to handle it carefully and securely. That point number 9 needs to be taken care. This is the way that we can use any private activity. Thank you.